Cheers, Dylan. Tell us what happened.
I came ninth, so I won the last couple of back duels, got a couple of these bad boys, but I came
Just to confirm that is the last three.
The last three in a row.
Yeah.
And Good Games Australia decided to put me ninth because it's conspiracy to have a different winner so people keep coming back. You know what? Winners don't stay down. We'll be back.
Alright.
Yeah. Let's get into my ninth place deck or whatever. We'll get into it. So usually I'll turbo through the virtual world deck because it's like very standard, but there was 2 new cards released, so we'll go over those for a little bit as well. But you know, it's just the standard, like all your hand effects. You see one of these, you play. It's essential.
Just your 3s, your 6s, pretty standard.
Yeah. Played 1 Union because it's bad to draw. You never want to draw, you never want to summon it. You always want it for the comeback effect. And because I'm not playing Desires, there's no chance I banish this and lose it. So I can just recycle it infinitely with Chu and that, so there was no reason to play 1. And then I played 2 of the new one, the 2-2. So the reasoning is, when you start with a Union and just 1 guy, you needed to mill a Chuche to do the same play, because you're like 3 levels short or something like that. But with the level 6, you don't have to send a Chuche, which means you can send the Jano or whatever, I'm not sure how you say it, to protect you, like to be able to play through hand traps.
Janu Reeves.
Hell yeah. And this one, yeah, that one being a 6 is important because you always start, like you're generally going to try, like you're going to see a Lulu at some point, so you're going to have the 9 synchro compared to this where it's a 6. And the 6 synchro 4 is much worse. And like, there'll be hands where you just open this and a Lao Lao, and if you like your Qinglong gets, or like a Lili or something like that, and if your Qinglong gets stopped, you can just go Beatrice, mill aside that card, like a Orcus Crescendo or a Mischief from them, pass, and be okay with that. And then this one also comes back, so if you have hands where you've got to commit a lot to force a hand trap, I had a game where I knew I could force a trap, like a torrential, so I like committed all my cards into it, got the torrential, and then I made a VFD with this and the new guy after getting torrential and using all my effects. So yeah, this card's insane. I wouldn't play 3 because you don't want to have too many like of these like non-effect ones. But yeah, I think 2-2 is really insane. And I think playing it at 2 is correct. And like it's just I drew this in my opening hand 4 out of 6 times, matches 1, and I drew this every single match.
Ah, old mate. Who could forget?
He is a psychic soldier that rides in the battle for sure. 3 Ash and 3 Bell. I still like Bell over like Skullmaster or anything like that because you can stop gammas with this. So a lot of people hold their gamma for the VFD, but you can protect your gamma with this, which is insane. And it's also a level 3 hand trap you can normal summon and then bring back a Union and play.
Oh yeah, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, so that's why I play that over like any of the other hand traps, and I think it's better than Call by the Grave or like Triple Tactics or like all those random stuff. Because you don't win all your dice rolls. If you won all your dice rolls, you wouldn't play hand traps. So the logic is you play 9 hand traps. And I think Bell's the next best one in this deck in particular, just because of the reasons I just said before. 3 City. I resolved this for the 4 effect today.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
I just drew all my gates, bricked, my opponent bricked. I drew this, played it down, had 4 names, and summoned a Shen Shen and a Juji from deck, and like one off that had 4 presents and he didn't. And then I milled 3. It was the most insane resolve ever because I also milled the opposite type I needed to protect the Juju from dying with its own effect. So it was insane. It was insane.
Nice.
It was sick. That was probably the highlight for sure. And then I played 3 Qinglong. I've seen some of this cut this to 2, but there's plays you can do if you open this and a Lili or a Lao Lao. You can make a Beatrice by milling the 2-2 and then summoning or milling, like with the Lili in particular, you can mill the trap and the 2-2, and you can make a Beatrice to mill this, and then that does your play as well. So, yeah, it's like a really like.
I suppose the other thing to say about that is it outs border, right? Which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it outs stuff like random shit like Inspector Border, just those stupid floodgate monsters. It's a good card. I wouldn't play less, just because. A lot of the time, like you'll go second to like a Dryden or something like that, or like an interaction where they can like clear your monster, and you need ways to be able to stick a name to the board that isn't your normal summon when you're going second. And then I played 3 Prosperity. This card's mental. It saved me. Like every time I've resolved this, I've just won the game because I just craft my hand to be insane.
Yeah, just get the exact card you need. Seems pretty good,
insane.
right? And you're going for 6?
If my hand was playable, I'd go for 3 just for extra cards. But
Yeah.
if my hand wasn't very good, I'd go for like a 6. I think you can do this random stuff like mind game people with that, because they'll see you go for 6 and they'll hand trap it, and then you got your full combo. Like, it is a really cool card, but yeah, you generally go for 6 and your hand's not that strong, or you just want to be greedy, you're looking for certain outs. Like, it's insane going second too, because you can search for side deck cards essentially.
Yeah, which is nice.
Half damage doesn't matter when you're making calamities.
No, definitely not.
3 goods. So this is like this card. I used to hate this card, but with Jean Wu, it's insane because it lets you just make it a monster reborn or a start like a average starter. So I think 3 is correct. I played 41 with the 3rd one in this, and they're really good. I would play 3. I think it's mandatory now with the new trap, and then I played the 1 Kelly.
Yeah. Standard.
Then 2 Chuche, and then 1 Jean Wu. This is a new one. It's just monster reborn. I don't know why the deck has that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You don't need 3 of this, especially if you're playing prosperity. Like, you can, if you're not stupid, you can like manage your resources really well on this deck. And that's what I hated about Desires, because you just banish cards you didn't want to banish. And then extra deck was this. You don't play Coral Dragon, you don't need it. I mean, it is an ounce of Dark Law if people start playing heroes more, because that was very popular here, but here's what
what can you do, I guess? You can't
play everything, yeah. Vermilion Dragon Mech. I used this card a few times. I was playing against Eldritch and I had a lot of cards, so I just like banished the Bell from grave, popped itself out the Bell back, and then Cloud Castle, bring it back, make a VFD.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
you can do this card's really good actually. It's an insane card. This thing. This is one of the cards I'd banish the ones that draw 1 when I had Prosperity, because I knew I could make them this turn. And you want cards in your extra deck that you're going to make that turn, because I knew that if I could make a VFD, I didn't need these to draw. And then Shen, 2 Cloud, pretty standard stuff. Break Sword.
So do you think the 2 Clouds still comes up very
It
often?
comes up all the time. Less so now with the Ajana Wu and the Tutu, but like it's the best card. Like,
Yeah, well, I suppose it just lets you steal games later
well,
on.
like later on, like you bring like, oh, I want to bring back the Vermilion Dragon Mech. I'll bring that back, pop a card, make a VFD, stuff like that. Like it's insane. And there's no other card that's better. Like these 2, yeah, they're alright. This is just out Dragoon, because Dragoon can be a bit of a problem. Beatrice, this is like something that's been played a little bit more. You just use it to mill. Like I just said, like you can do the play where you open a Lily and a spell and you can mill it and you can do your combo under that.
Yeah, you've also got some interesting side deck
Yeah, I
choices
played the
right?
Gnomes and the Orchestra Crescendo. That was played a bit at the LCS, so it's not completely spicy, but no one knew about it here. So I had that advantage, but I actually ended up making it once, and it didn't matter because I drew a droll off of one of the cards I was synchroing with. But you can do stuff like mill droll, add it back with M7. Which is insane. And talking about M7, I played 1. I didn't like this card before, but it's come up more and more. Like now that you're playing stuff like Beatrice, and you're like managing your resources a little bit more now because you have the like the Ajana Wheel and that. Like you're not random banishing. I don't know. I think it's good. And then to this dickhead, and then this. I made this like without the down.
Nice. Yeah.
Without the down magician and the fortune turn, you're not gunning it as much. So.
No, I suppose it's just nice utility to have as a backup.
Yeah, well, you play sequences, why not? Then 3 Lancia, 3 this. This is all standard, like cards to beat the meta. 3 Twins. I think this is better than Storm because your deck doesn't necessarily win turn 1, and you're gonna have like your face-up 2 J's. Like I don't like decks that keep face-up cards on the board to play Lightning Storm. So like I think Twin is better for that because a lot of these like decks, like you hit 2 back row, you're probably gonna play through the rest.
Yeah.
The only thing Lightning Storm has is it does deal with like shit like Inspect Border, but if they're trading a Storm for an Inspect Border, that's already a win in my book.
Yeah.
And then just 1 Harpies, and then the aforementioned Crescendo and the Gnomes. I didn't play any mirror matches, so this didn't come in, and then started the same one.
So yeah, and the Crescendo searches.
Such as Alia, Justice, Sakurita.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, it's not heaps unknown, but yeah.
No, but yeah, very nice nonetheless.
Yeah.
Maybe people haven't seen it. Well, now you know.
Yeah, these two are really good. This is and if you draw these, you can just discard them too, with the spell and trap effect. So it doesn't. Obviously, it's a brick if you draw them, but at the same time, it's like whatever, you can get them out of hand.
Worth it, yeah.
And I mean, like drawing this is not bad because you can activate it. So yeah, that's my deck. Shout out to Rory for loaning me the whole virtual deck. I sold my deck and said, "Oh, you can just play mine." I'm like, sick. I wish I could play. I was gonna play Dragon Link, but I've opted for this because it is the best deck in the format, in my opinion. I just got a little bit of bad variance today.
Yeah, the unfortunate ninth place.
Ninth place countback is conspiracy. Hell yeah. And then Borg lent me an E-Telly, I guess. But yeah,
Nice.
I can finally put this deck down now because I'm not winning anymore. So yeah.
So you're gonna retire the virtual worlds and stop
Fuck
playing some
yeah, I
other
want
stuff?
to play Dragon Link. That deck's sick.
Well, we look forward to seeing your Dragon Link deck profile for
Hell
the next
yeah.
one, and thanks for the deck profile.
All good, man.